There we go.
I'm here.
You're all
Sorry,
good.
thank you.
No, you're all good. It worked out
Mm.
really well. I was telling Michael Cedric is being especially frisky right now, so he needed some time to go outside and, he needed
Oh,
to
Run it out.
perfect.
Run it out.
Perfect. Sorry,
it worked out.
I didn't realize he was in white. I thought he was wearing black
You guys
earlier.
should have told
So
me. I would have changed my shirt before
Right.
this.
yeah,
We
sorry.
could have been triplets.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Michael and Melissa O'Donnell, yes, nailed the
Yeah.
last name. Thank you all so much for joining the WAG Pod. You guys are the owners of All Star Dog Training, but more importantly, the parents to Champ the Retriever.
Absolutely.
That's right. And the late great Ripken the Bat Dog.
That's right. That's right. And
Oh
they are
boy, rest
actually
in
they're
peace.
full blood brothers. Is that right?
That's
Yep.
correct.
Yep. Same mom, same dad, just different litters.
Yeah. How
Mhm.
cool is that?
Yeah. Yep. Got to keep on the legacy.
He's
That's
really
awesome.
carrying it on strong for sure.
Oh yeah, y'all just did the was it the Hurricanes that he was doing the puck drop?
No, so he's actually that's this Saturday in Charlotte at Truist Field. We're doing the outdoor series college hockey game for NC State.
Cool. Nice.
So yeah, NC State asked us to come out and do a puck drop. So we did a
Yeah.
little practice last night, and then Saturday we're going out to do the real thing.
How did he do?
He did great. He was a little nervous with the goalie at first, all in his
With all
gear
the
and everything.
pads.
Yeah, but after he got over that pretty quick. So
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
all
all
new. I mean, you gotta think it's kind of intimidating. I mean, a dog, it's never seen hockey players before.
right.
You gotta think
Unless
all the
maybe on the
pads
TV,
and
but it's a lot bigger in person,
yeah,
I'd say.
all the
yeah,
skates. They're like an extra like 5 inches taller. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And they just fight each other all the time.
Oh,
So
there's
right.
that too.
it's kind of funny how big hockey is at NC State and Chapel Hill. Like there's always a big because it's usually a pretty northern sport, but I guess
Huh.
people really enjoy it here too. So
Yeah, the Hurricanes have
It's
really, I think, brought that energy in, which is awesome.
and they're good. Can't really always say the same for the Panthers or for the Hornets, but
Right.
it seems like they're at
Yep.
least doing well. So
Yep.
do you want to kind of take me in how all this kind of started for you?
Yeah, I mean, it really started for us as a advertisement opportunity for our business.
Yeah,
Um, and that's really how we started to look at it was, hey, let's show people what we can do with our dogs
yeah,
and how well trained we can get them and what we can do for them. But I got to say, it's really morphed into a whole lot more than we ever expected across the community. I mean, Ripken was known worldwide. It was crazy. We had write-ups
amazing. Yeah.
in the Independent over in Europe. We've had people from Italy messaging us. I've had to even put on my translator so I could understand some of the languages that are coming through on comments. So
Yeah, yeah.
super, super cool to what it's turned into for sure.
Oh,
So,
that's
so we
awesome.
we started, more in corporate America.
Hmm.
Michael worked in building materials sales. I worked for a television station as an ad executive. And Michael, from a very young age was sort of like the dog whisperer. He
Yeah.
was always training family dogs. He would have dogs that would just be off leash and stay right by his side. He would take them everywhere. Like one of those people that, like animals and babies just gravitate toward.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
he's one of those. He's one of
Yeah.
those. But we got a dog. He was a rescue out of Kentucky. Didn't really know his background. He was a healer mix
Hmm.
and just very skittish, very anxious. And it was something that neither of us had ever dealt with in a
Sure.
dog. And so while Michael was always very great at, the training with off leash and tricks and whatnot, this was something that caught us a little off guard. So we had reached out to a local dog trainer in the area,
Hmm.
and Michael really took to the training.
Yeah.
He was a natural, and so the gentleman that owned that company sort of took Michael under his wing and said, it was just him and his wife that were
Sure.
running this company, and so Michael ended up being his first uh,
Full-time trainer.
full-time trainer, general manager,
Kind
ended
of,
up running the day-to-day operations
Wow.
and
Yeah.
did that for, probably a year, but while he was still working his corporate job. So
Jeez.
this was
Sounds like
before
you were
kids.
every dog trainer's dream, though, like a client who actually listens,
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. It really brought me back to my psychology, though. I have a psych degree,
Hmm.
and once I started putting two and two together, it just made total sense as why psychology works so well in dogs and conditioning behavior and all
Sure.
of that. So it was an eye-opening experience and brought me to a passion,
Yeah.
getting to work there part-time. And she was 6 months pregnant, and I said, "Hey, let's quit corporate and open our own dog training
Perfect time to
company."
do it, right?
Yeah.
Perfect timing. But it might have been the hormones, I don't know. But I just said, you know what? Go for it.
Yeah.
If it makes you happy, and I had a great job at the time, I said, this is the best time to do it. We're young, we have no kids. Like,
Just one on the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Just one on the
yeah,
way. No, you
just
got
see
a
what,
couple
yeah.
months.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And we ended up opening our own. It was a franchise.
Sure.
But we opened our own franchise. And from there, Michael, who he played D1 college baseball and had been coaching local high schools at the time also, just as
Yeah.
if he didn't have enough on his plate.
And coached college a
He
little bit too.
he coached the local.
Do you have extra hours in the day? Is that like,
I just don't sleep.
Yeah.
that's enough?
Yep. So he had always wanted to get back into baseball,
Mhm.
and with my marketing background, and I was an ad executive for the local television station. I ran commercials for other small businesses.
Sure.
I said, maybe we could, because Michael had talked about wanting to get a dog on a baseball field to retrieve baseball bats.
Yep.
And we knew opening this dog training business, our skittish, anxious dog, Taylor,
Right.
he wasn't going to love that. He was a little skeptical around people.
Yeah.
And so we didn't want,
Imagine Taylor around the goalie too. I don't know how that
oh
would have
dear
Yeah,
God.
wouldn't work.
Oh,
Wouldn't work.
poor Taylor.
gone. Poor
He was a
Taylor.
great dog and ended up loving everybody that came in the house, but
Right.
the public eye, nope, that wasn't for
No.
him.
Yes,
Not the
that would be
stardom.
the worst nightmare. So that's where we ended up getting Ripken.
Mhm.
We had said, we're having a family, we want a good family dog, but this is also sort of my goal. And we were just thinking it would be for local high schools or
Sure.
something, the local college.
Yeah.
So we got Ripken. And Michael, from day one, he was 8 weeks old and he was out in the front yard with the little mini novelty bats, teaching him to fetch the baseball bats.
That's great.
And so that ended up, when Ripken was old enough, we said, you know what? Let's use this as marketing for
Sure.
our dog training business. Let's reach
Right.
out to the local baseball team.
And had
With,
y'all started the official name with All Star at that point, or was that a little
Not
bit
yet.
later?
No,
No.
that's 7, 8 years down the road.
yeah, this.
Oh,
this
okay.
was
Okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right, get back into it.
This was in 2019. We
Okay.
approached the local. It's the Coastal Plain League. So if you're
Yeah.
familiar with like the Cape Cod League, it's kids
Where-
that play.
It's where the Savannah Bananas started.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Kids that play college, in the summer, it gives them somewhere to play and stay fresh. So it was the Holly Springs Salamanders here
That's
in Holly
right.
Springs, North Carolina.
Yep.
Salamander. I'd written down on a little note. I was like Durham Salamanders and
Salamanders. So yeah, so we approached them and just said, hey, we're looking to advertise our dog training business. We'll do some signage around the field. Would you let our dog fetch your bats? And
They said, absolutely, bring him on out. Let's see how he does. And
Yeah.
I think the first game, they brought ABC 11 out to do a live news story on him. And ever since then, it just kind of took off. The Bulls
Sure.
called us after that and said, we saw how the fans responded. We'd love to have you out, try out for us. And the rest is kind of history there. We took off with actually we got with the Bulls after that. So we did our season with the Salamanders, got with the Bulls, and then got the agreement with the Bulls, and then COVID hit.
That's right.
And then MLB was like, nope, nobody outside of players allowed in the stadium.
Sure.
And so
But dogs, but dogs.
Right. So I said, okay, well, then they let fans start coming back in the games. They were kind of limiting attendance. And so we tried to show good faith, and we came and I was walking the dog around the stadium, let people meet, greet, say hi. And they're all kind of like, why is this dog here at the stadium? I don't get it. And I said, you will one day, just we
You'll
got to get through
understand.
COVID.
Yeah.
But then they were worried, like, well, maybe the dog will carry COVID and had saliva on the bat and that gets
Right.
to the player. So then they wouldn't let him in the dugout, but then they decided, okay, we'll let him fetch bats. He just has to do it from the stands.
Sure.
So for Ripken's first 2 years, I think.
Hmm.
We retrieved bats from the stands. They have a little door that he
No
either jumped
way.
over the door,
Yeah.
the little wall, or I opened the door and he ran out, got the bat. I'd make him drop it right before the door,
Yeah.
and he'd come back into the stands, and then the bat boy would pick it up and take it to the players and wipe it
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, you
So
had to sanitize it, spray all
COVID,
yeah,
that
right.
stuff
COVID was
on
a
it.
wild time.
That is, yeah. But it's so interesting that just that, I don't know, I guess the niche of it, like having a dog and a bat, like, and I guess later was kind of proven, maybe not, that dogs and animals really didn't pass it along anyways, but that still allowed the opportunity for you guys to do that for your first 2 years, which is really
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where we ended up with the Bulls. It was in 2021 when he
Hmm.
first started, but it was midway through the season.
Right.
And then that's actually got the attention because all of his viral videos. So Michael strapped a GoPro on his back with the
Nice.
Salamanders in 2019,
Hmm.
and that really took off. And that was how we started getting the media attention in 2019, which has got, the Bulls' attention in 2020. But in 2021, when he actually got to retrieve bats, it got the attention of NC State. I mean, because we were on so many media outlets here
Sure.
locally, and then it started getting national press, that Michael said, "Oh, he's like, I can get him to fetch a kicking tee."
We can do a
Yeah.
bat, and that's easy.
Yeah.
Then the tee's easy. He's just got to go straight.
Right.
Yeah, well, because in baseball, you have to think there's so many more distractions. People think just because the football stadium seats 60,000 people, there's more people. People think it's more difficult.
Hmm.
But if you think about on a baseball field, and I mean, I'm not a trainer, I'm not a handler, but I sit and I watch them at every game. You got to think there's the catcher. The catcher throws his
The umpire, you've
umpire.
got helmets, you've got masks, you've got the batter taking off the pads after they walk, and he's got to get the bat and not the pads. He's got to not chase the ball when they throw it back to the
Yeah.
pitcher. There's
Yeah.
all kinds of different variables. I mean, there's
Sure.
sunflower seeds on the ground. There's players trying to pet him and talk to him when he's running.
I
All
have a
kinds
hard
of
time turning down some sunflower seeds when I see them on the ground, so I get it,
right.
you know? I mean, you're like, really? It's not out now.
Well, and you got to think too. So that's where Michael's baseball background really comes in handy because you see a lot of trainers that are trying to do this with their local team, and you see the dog who takes a hard left or chases the ball or gets involved in the middle of a play and trips an umpire or whatnot.
Yeah.
And you have to know when to release your dog. You need to know you got to wait till the play is dead. You have to know what distractions, how to anticipate those things. And that's why I feel like the Bulls and the Salamanders are so
That was like the
comfortable.
perfect starting point to kind of catapult into the other things as well, because you kind of understood
Exactly.
that from there. So,
Yeah.
Melissa, were you then running the social media at the same time? Because I know you weren't. Whereas Michael was doing
That
all
was
this
all
too.
Michael.
That's right.
Michael gets a kick because, he's with Champ, or he
Right.
was with Ripken at every occasion.
Yeah.
And we had two little kids. So here we are at, 14 games a season with the Bulls and another, 7 games with
8
NC
games.
State. And we had at the time, an infant and a 3-year-old. So it's kind of hard to juggle. So Michael, between the GoPro and his phone, would get the footage on the sideline. There were some games that we were able to get a babysitter or whoever, and then I would get a press pass and I would be allowed on the field with him to get some better angles.
Right.
But for the most part, it's Michael, it's the GoPro on Ripken or Champ's back, and then he's home editing those, and then I just hear him giggling on the couch at night, like, oh, check this out. Oh, I got this angle. Oh, I got the ump taking the bat from him, and everyone's
Yeah.
doing it. So, I do the marketing for the business. So the
Cool.
the TV commercials, the radio commercials.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get the fun side.
He gets the fun
You
Like
get
stuff.
through the fun stuff. And
getting
so, but
the
at the same time, you're still running at this time the dog training kind of franchise that y'all were doing while you're
Mhm.
doing all of this.
yeah.
Yep. So we were kind of running 3 businesses.
Yeah.
We had, well, 4.
Four.
We had our brick and mortar, our training facility here in
Mhm.
Apex, North Carolina. Then we had opened a franchise in 2021 down in Charlotte, North Carolina. And then we were doing all the stuff with Ripken, all the appearances, the social media. And then at the same time, I had left my career at the television station and started doing marketing, consulting, and media buying for 18 other franchises nationwide.
Really?
Yes. So,
You got dragged into the dog training world right there.
oh Lord, Lord. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, it was a lot of fun. I mean, because we were so successful here with our locations and what we had done. A lot of it was Ripken and his publicity. A lot of it too was our marketing campaigns here locally.
Which and that though that brings in clients, but from like a training side, like manager side, what kind of things were you doing where like you felt confident? Because you were the original, you were doing the dog training, but then how do you teach people how to train dogs? It gets kind of tricky, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I have a full team on staff now. I mean, we have 7 trainers here in Apex and another 5 in Charlotte.
Awesome.
And we're still getting ready to hire again in Charlotte and another trainer here in Apex. They work with me daily on different skills, techniques, just even talking to clients and learning how to push a client the right way, how to make training as easy as possible, but also getting across to them that, hey, you got a dog and it's not a stuffed animal that just sits in your room or in your house. It's something that you
Exactly.
got to work with, you got to play with, you got to train. If you don't do that, they're going to be destructive, just like kids. You leave your kids to their own devices, they're going to end up coloring on walls and doing things they're not supposed to, sneaking
Yeah.
out at night and all the bad things. So,
Hopefully
um,
your kids aren't sneaking out at night quite yet, but
no, they're 9 and 6, not yet. They're still good. I keep them
Yeah.
on a tight leash.
Well, of course, right? Of course, you have to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. And then also, I feel like a lot of people will maybe send away their dogs for 2 weeks or whatever, or just go to these classes or have them sent away. But then when they come back, they don't continue what they've learned. And I think that that's from the trainers that I've talked to, and I don't dog train. I hang out at people's houses and walk dogs, and I'm pretty good. But that's something that I've kind of noticed is how important that client takeaway is and the continued communication as well.
Yeah, and that's why at All Star, I'm big on a lot of trainers give you one lesson at go home on a board and train. And to me, it's just not enough time to teach a client how important it is to be consistent. So we break things down into a minimum of 3 lessons for the client, and we offer lifetime group classes with their board and train so they know that they have us for life.
Awesome.
And they can come back and keep working in our group classes to learn. And I mean, my dog, when people ask me, how long did it take you to train Ripken? How long did it take you to train Champ? I go, I don't know. The day they die is the day we stop training because every day I'm
Exactly.
doing something. I mean, just yesterday, I went out to a field right by my facility. Champ and I spent over an hour and a half doing retriever drills. I've probably spent hundreds of hours doing those with them, just
Sure.
repeating it, having fun. He enjoys it. I enjoy it. But it's just that repetition that keeps it. Because if I go a week without doing it,
No,
you'll notice
you'll
he goes
notice.
crazy and he's sloppy on his retrieves.
Yeah.
And so
He'll start to
during the
take the
off,
umpire out,
right, yeah.
instead. He's like,
So I
is
try to
that leg
not
a
let him have
bat?
an off season.
No.
Yeah. But I try to not let him have too much of an off season, but he does get a little break here and there. We'll take him to the
Sure.
beach, let him be a dog, let him have fun.
Of course.
Um,
But I feel like a lot of what you're doing, I mean, like a lot of dogs love to work. I mean, I don't know if that's the correct term or not, but a lot of
yeah,
different breeds, they like doing certain things, and that's what brings them a lot of purpose, it seems.
yeah.
Uh,
They just enjoy being with us. And if that means going to catch a ball or a bat or a tee or just playing frisbee in the backyard, he just wants to have fun with us and be a part of the family. And so the more we work with him, the more fun he has.
I want
That's
to
for
be a
sure.
part of the family at this point. I mean, come on. So NC State, when was that? Was that a little bit after COVID kind of slowed down a little bit?
So that was 2021. So we had done the Salamanders in 2019.
We were mid-season through the Bulls,
Hmm.
and I called my wife. I said, "Hey, I found an email to somebody at NC State that I think is the right email to get Ripken on the field there to fetch tees." And she goes, "Would you stop and slow down?" And I said, "What?" And I go, "I'm going to email her some videos and see if maybe they'll have us out to fetch tees." She goes, "No, get through the Durham Bulls season, then we'll compile some videos. We'll talk about it, see
We
that
had
he
done
can do it."
we had done like 2 weeks with the Durham Bulls because he
Yeah.
wasn't allowed to fetch bats until August of 2021.
Right.
So here we are. This is like August of 2021, and he's done like 2 games. And he's like, I'm going to see if he can do NC State. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Pump the brakes.
Pump the brakes. Let's get through a season. Let's approach that because we had approached NC State back in 2019, but they had already had
Sponsorship for
a
it.
tea retriever sponsorship. Sponsored by,
Boo!
yeah.
No.
Those kids from that orthodontist.
Yeah, yeah.
Boo, the kids.
Boo!
So I was like, just let's give it a break. Let's get through the season. And he
And
did it. He
so
did it
I
anyway.
did what every husband should and
Somebody
said,
didn't listen.
and I said, absolutely, babe, I'll wait. And I got off the phone and I sent the email anyways. And
Oh no.
Yeah.
within 5 minutes of the email leaving my outbox, I get a phone call that says, hey, we'd love to have you. We don't have a tea sponsor. Our tea sponsor kind of dropped because of COVID. They didn't think it was right to have the kids out on the field anymore. So we'd love to have you come try out. Could you be at the spring game? I said, yeah, sure.
It
And I'm
wasn't a
thinking,
spring game.
or a fall game.
It was, I don't know what it was. It was some
Yeah.
practice, something or other.
So I said, yeah, sure. We can be there. I'm thinking I'm gonna have a couple months to practice this. And I said, well, when is it? And she goes, tomorrow. I went, I'll be there.
The football season starts in like late August, early September. So I
Yeah.
mean, like the season was right around the corner.
Yep.
But that ended up taking off. And
I bet the students just loved it too.
They eat it up.
the NC State students, alumni are incredible. They are, we go down to the beach. You know, his parents live down the beach. We have a house down there. And
Yeah.
we walk around in this is a Ripken or Champ sweatshirt. We walk around in our Ripken and Champ stuff and they're like, is that your dog? Oh my God. We love Ripken. We love Champ. But those fans are absolutely incredible.
They've really brought us in like family.
Yeah. We feel like we're walking around with like some famous athlete. Yeah. Because you can't miss them.
You are,
honestly.
honestly.
Dog walking around that's not like a police dog or something.
Yeah.
My friends explain it the best. They go, we go to the games with you, and it's like I'm walking in with Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I think I saw that video of Champ pretty recently, like going up to the kids in between like the game and everything like that. Like, awesome. I think I told you this too, Michael. Like, I have some really good buddies who went to NC State or are still going right now too. And I was texting them like, yeah, I'm gonna do a podcast with them. Like, oh my gosh, we love Ripken, we love Champ. Like, they were really excited. So it is really cool to have that support and almost the fandom, but like, how can you not be a fan of a dog, right?
No.
Seriously,
if you're orthodontics and kids, I get it. Braces get expensive.
Right.
But he's got a Ripken. We didn't get the merch till Ripken's last season with NC State, unfortunately. So, but that was last year. So the 2024 football season and baseball season was Ripken's last year, but they started doing sweatshirts and t-shirts for Ripken. We had stuffed animals at the Durham Bulls. And so they were selling out like crazy. The stuffed animals at Durham Bulls sold out like
2 games.
Yeah. And then
it's crazy to see. I get pictures sent to my Instagram of this is my child's favorite stuffed animal and it's my pet. It's my
what a better way. I can't think of a better way to honor a dog,
So cool.
Right. So we unfortunately Ripken passed unexpectedly back on New Year's Day and he's only 8 years old. Thank you. Yeah, it was.
But the unbelievable support from the fans and everyone that loved him and watched him. I told my wife, I looked at my kids, I said, I hope you guys understand one day you will, but that wasn't our dog. That was everyone's dog, which was super cool.
It's amazing. And like that, a lot of people, when their dogs pass away, you'll have pictures in houses or different stuff. And you guys are going to have people wearing gear for years and years and just, that's great.
What's really cool is that we were actually in the process of getting out of the franchise when all of this happened.
Sure.
And
even more business stuff on top of all this other crazy.
Well, exactly. So so we're running our Apex location, our Charlotte location. I'm doing the marketing, consulting, media buying. We got Ripken's social media. He had just dropped the puck at the Canes game a few weeks prior, back in December.
We've done the Savannah Bananas. We did NFL was his last.
Oh, y'all did Savannah Bananas too.
Yeah.
We've done 6 games with them. We did the NFL, the Panthers. We went out and fetched the tea for the Panthers.
So that was his last thing. Like just honestly, like 10 days before he passed away, he was down at Bank of America Stadium and he fetched a kicking tea.
No way.
And so we had all that going on. But while we were in the process of getting out of the franchise, and we had known that we were going to, when we rebranded, we were going to incorporate Ripken. And, because that's what sets us apart as a dog training company are all of the amazing things we've done with sports,
Definitely.
whether it be baseball, football, the Savannah Bananas, the hockey, dropping the puck. And so, Ripken passed on New Year's Day, and we were just like 3 months away from rebranding.
Yeah.
So we had to come up with a new name because we didn't even know what our name was going to be.
Sure.
A logo, all of those things. And so we really wanted to honor Ripken and his legacy. And so we came up with All-Star Dog Training, and
Yep, it's right
Ripken
there.
is our logo,
There he
holding the
is.
baseball bat with his little chain, his
That is
R
so
chain.
great.
So yeah, so that went effective April 1st. We rebranded to All-Star Dog Training. We still have our location here in Apex.
Yeah.
We have our location down in Charlotte. We're looking to expand up to Wake Forest and maybe some other, locations down the road. But yeah, so that was one way to honor Ripken. We still see his t-shirts floating around when we go to games. Champ has his stuff out now too.
Yep.
So we're starting to see some Champ sweatshirts and t-shirts around.
I love it.
But it's really cool to, see people loving and representing like our family dogs. Like they are our pets.
My kids were wrestling with them last night, laying by the fireplace with them. They're
Yeah.
a normal dog too.
Yeah, of course. He has no idea. He's like,
Yeah.
well, this is cool. Like he's just
Right.
like, yeah, I'll do this.
He thinks playing fetch with 60,000 people cheering him on is normal.
It's
great.
nuts. And he's got his own little chain too. Here, let me see if you can see the back. Well, no, the back of my sweatshirt because he's got it on his. I don't know if you can see it on the
The
camera.
retriever. Oh, that's great.
So the funny thing about the chain was my wife, she goes, "What is this $50 charge on Amazon?"
It's as expensive as it looks.
And I go, "I bought Ripken a gold chain."
You're like,
And she
obviously.
goes, "What?"
Like,
And I go,
what
she's
is-
like, "No, you're not putting that on him. That's dumb. You're not wearing that." And I put it on the first game, and the kids go, "Oh my God, look at that dog's drip." And she goes, "I don't know what that means, but we're not leaving the house without that chain."
We're not leaving. Like, what is this drip that you speak of?
Oh my God. What's so funny is that so every time Michael goes and brings either Ripken or now Champ to NC State for, what he has a newspaper interview or picture photo shoot, whatever, people are you see them stop and they take out their phones and they're like, oh my God, is that Rip? Oh my God, is that Champ?
Yep.
So they went to it was with Ripken, I don't know, 2 years ago, maybe. And they were doing a photo shoot and he just went and he was letting Ripken run through the field. And he gets to the car, he gets home, he's like, oh no, I think I lost his chain in that field. And he went back, he went looking for it, couldn't find it. So there's some NC State student out there, or former NC State student.
He chain snatched. That's what that is.
They probably think they made it rich. They were probably like, look at this chain. I got Ripken's chain. If they tried to pawn it, they might get like $30 for it. But it's the symbolism.
Sure, exactly.
It's what it represented. But yeah, so it's been a wild year. Oh, here he comes.
I want to say hi.
Buddy. Hey, Champ.
Oh, Champerville.
Look at that sweet boy. So how old is he now?
He's 2.5.
2.5.
Yep. His birthday was April 27th, 2023. And we flew out to Idaho to get him because we're like, wait, Ripken's mom and dad are having another litter.
We have to.
Yes. Yep. So he's 2.5 and he's still a puppy. He's wide open.
Sure.
But he's so sweet. I mean, he'll lick your face right off.
Yeah, he just came over, he's licking the air. He's an awesome pup.
Yep. Yeah.
That's one thing I can't train. He cannot control that tongue. No matter what I do, that tongue is coming out.
There's only so much. So what's on y'all's plate for like this, upcoming year? I know I really do not keep up with sports at all very well, but I know football season started. That's true. Yeah, I know basketball started. I believe there's some hockey going on, maybe. So what's next for you guys?
Well, we've got hockey this Saturday. We have
NC State versus Alabama. It's the outdoor game at Truist Field in Charlotte. He's doing the ceremonial puck drop. We have 2 more NC State. We just do the home games. So it's Florida State next Friday. What is that, the 21st
Yep.
maybe?
And then UNC the weekend, the Saturday after Thanksgiving. And then if they make a bowl game, who knows? Maybe they'll call us down to the bowl game with them.
Sure.
We've done a couple bowl games with Ripken, so
Yeah.
we always love that invitation.
We did the Pop-Tart Bowl down in Orlando with Ripken a couple years
You'll
ago.
go to that away game, right?
Yeah.
That was a blast.
Yeah.
We still have people come up to us. I met you at the Pop-Tart Bowl.
The Duke Mayo's Classic, we did that.
Yep, Duke
So
Mayo Bowl too
yeah.
down in Charlotte.
So, and then hopefully maybe the Canes will call us and do a puck drop
I'm sure.
in
I'm
honor
sure.
of Ripken with Champ coming out. And who knows from there? Sky's the limit.
Yeah, we have January, February, and March off. So unless we get called, someone wants Champ to come out for an appearance
Something
or
will
something.
happen.
She knows me. I don't like off seasons. We'll find something.
We'll find something to do, I'm sure. But then we're already talking to the Bulls about next season and the Salamanders. So the Bulls first.
Can't forget the Salamanders. Can't.
No, we gotta
That's where we
That's
started.
where we started. So the Bulls season will start, I think, like last weekend in March or first weekend in April. We'll do we do every Saturday home game. We're talking to them maybe doing the Bark in the Parks. We'll see. And then the Salamander season starts in June, and they do June, July, August. And then NC State again next year, and
See what happens.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'd love to get them down to the Panthers to retrieve a T down in Charlotte.
It'll happen. I think just continuing that momentum, you already have, and I think bringing that awareness, and it's very cool. So from a marketing side of things, are you also doing marketing for Champ as well, or specifically for the I guess y'all's franchises now?
Both. So Michael still does social media for
He's a
Champ.
social media king. That's
yes.
He's got that covered.
He's got all the video. He enjoys it. He just, kind of sits, after the end of the day.
Telling jokes like the dog, and people laugh. You
Yep.
know, they don't laugh at me; they laugh at the dog.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll get on there and I'll share certain things, or if it's something relevant to Champ, but not specifically a video.
We're starting to cross brand them a little bit with All-Star and Champ kind of together, so people know.
Yeah.
So a little bit of everything.
Yeah, but for All-Star dog training here in Apex and Charlotte, because we were rebranding, so we had spent 9 years advertising a franchise that we were no longer a part of, and
that's a whole new. I guess you have clients that you are going to keep, but then also a lot of clients you're going to have are usually puppies, right? Like bring in and first train them, so you're getting new clients, and then need to realize that it's still y'all.
Right.
Well, and the good thing that we did was, we knew what we had was special. We knew Ripken was special, and not every dog trainer out there has a dog like Ripken that's so well known. So we used that in our marketing, and toward the end of our relationship with the franchise, we just started specifically marketing Ripken. So knowing that we were, 1 foot out the door, and whenever this change occurred, we would be the new home of Ripken the Bat Dog, and we would have to really rely on that. And so that's what we did. So we just rebranded ourselves. Hey guys, you know us, Ripken. Well, did you know that, Ripken is the All-Star Dog Training is the new home of Ripken the Bat Dog.
It's so incredibly smart too. And I guess when y'all were starting the whole kind of training journey, you didn't know that all of this was going to happen. It wasn't intending hey, down the line, we're going to kind of go to do our own thing, and then we'll have this here. It just happened that way. And you're right. That does really set you apart. I know some other dog trainers from other places, but that's a really great marketing, and even better is that Champ gets to have an awesome time, and retrieve things like he wants to do,
Ripken was like that, like my older sisters were for me, they were so smart, and all the teachers loved them, and they had such a great reputation. So when I got into high school, I just kind of had it all,
you were all good to go. For me. Yeah.
The road was paved.
Yeah, it was just perfect. I just walk right in.
Yeah.
That was like Champ. Ripken made such a great impression in the community and did so many great things. I mean, between, the governor of the state of North Carolina, sending their condolences and telling us, Yeah,
Was
I
that,
mean,
I guess then that was that Roy Cooper then, or is it Josh Stein at the
no, it
time?
was Josh
Okay.
Stein. He had reached out to the Durham Bulls and, extended his condolences.
Wow.
But I mean,
Yeah.
people from all over. The Hurricanes did a night after he passed and
No way.
put his picture and video of him all on their big screen and did a moment of silence for him. Or a moment of celebration they
Yeah.
did, and the whole
Sure.
crowd just erupted. The Bulls, NC State, it was
It was
it was
the sport was
incredible. Yeah.
outpouring. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That
Champ,
is
It makes it
incredible.
so much fun for us, and it's like I said, it's become so much more and meaningful, and not just branding the business anymore. We're part of the community, and it's awesome. It's so much fun.
I love to hear that. Yeah, I mean, I mean, sports are collaborative, and like when you have buddies who play soccer, or I played soccer growing up, right? Or you have buddies who play baseball, you kind of have that together. But I mean, something I've noticed, like I've talked to a lot of different people about dogs and about wagworks, and like done a lot of these episodes, and like no matter where you live or where you are in life or anything, like if someone has a dog, like it's just an instant like click. There's an
connection.
instant
Yeah.
connection,
Yeah.
and being able to see, and like. I mean, you guys could take credit, but really, Ripken is really, the one
Ripken's the
who,
one.
right?
Yeah.
And like things just fall into place. And I mean, to be fair, North Carolina also rules. Like, I mean, I don't know if New York's doing all this, if
Right.
but
No, I mean we did get a lot of love from, the networks up in New York. CBS Evening News did a
yeah,
piece on us and Ripken and who else? NBC Nightly News, Kids
right.
Edition, they did a story, I did a couple of
So
stories.
we do like New York. Okay, I'll
Yeah,
just
no, yeah. So
Iowa. They're back.
no,
No,
no hate for New York.
no.
But even just our local outlets here, I think if it wasn't for them,
Mhm.
just because they started sharing
Right,
him
that was the
locally.
ABC 11, ABC 11 maybe, or they
ABC
showed up.
11.
Yeah, that
They were
first.
at Ripken's first Salamanders, or not his first Salamanders
It was
game.
like the second one I
It
did.
was a few in after his viral videos. It was on
Yeah.
August 1st, I remember,
Yeah.
because it was Ripken's birthday. And we're like, yeah, it's actually Ripken's birthday today. They're like, no way. That's,
Dog's birthday is even more important, than
broken.
any humans
But
too.
yeah, they were the first ones. But then, WRAL, which is
Mhm.
the NBC affiliate here, they would have always been so amazing to us as well over the years. Gerald Owens and Kat Campbell, their meteorologist. They would just always share his stories, and local dog is getting national press, and,
I love it.
and he did the puck drop at the NHL Stadium Series game
Really?
back in 2023 here at
Yeah.
Carter Finley Stadium in Raleigh. It was the Carolina Hurricanes and the Washington Capitals, and the NHL came out and
We spent the whole day filming a intro with them, went all around
No
downtown Raleigh, and
way.
they shut down Pullen Park and let him ride the carousel and go into the pit and do all kinds of fun stuff of him carrying the puck to the stadium. And then
yeah.
finally we walk out onto the ice and he gets to do the puck drop, which was super
It was
cool.
like the whole 2-minute intro into the ceremonial puck drop that was broadcast nationally on ESPN. I think
Yeah.
it was on ABC as well. I mean, here locally at least. But it was broadcast internationally. And
That is so,
that's when
yeah.
Ripken's social media following really blew up because
Oh, I'm sure.
he ended up with 500,000 social media followers before he passed. But we got a huge bump internationally after
Yeah.
that NHL Stadium Series game. But again, a lot of it came from his viral videos that got picked up locally here. Even Spectrum did a lot with us too. And then the
And
national
him not
outlet.
listening to you, right? That was kind of important with
Oh,
it.
story of my life.
Yep.
Well, we are just about a minute left, so Michael and Melissa, I really want to thank you and Champ for coming on. And as far as socials, it's Champ the Retriever for
Correct.
people to check it out, and have people keep an eye out for the upcoming puck drop and everything else.
All the
Awesome.
things.
Well, we appreciate you having us on. Check, come here,
Get
buddy.
him up one more time?
Come here, buddy.
No.
He's smiling for the camera.
There
What a
you go,
good
buddy.
boy.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. Oh, there's the
Oh,
tongue. But
he's so cute. Awesome. Well,
but
y'all have a
thank
great rest of
you.
your weekend.
Thank
Thank you,
you
you
so
too.
much. You too. It's great talking to you.
Thanks. All right,
Take
bye-bye.
care.